All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom, a salute to the hopefully elect from the least to the greatest. All right, so this is part two of Endure to the End, right? So I'm going to start with Revelations chapter 2. And I'll start at 9, right? It says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but of the synagogue of Satan. So this verse right here, it goes, it's twofold, right? Because back then you had wicked Israelites. Yahweh Shah stayed beefing with those the wicked scribes and Pharisees, and you got them now. But it's also talking about those small hats over there in the land that claim they are Jews, right? Who's the only people that go worship in synagogues? We already know. We ain't even got to say their name, you know. But it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison." Right. What I was saying earlier, like some of us may be one of the ones that's, unfortunately, caught up in those concentration camps. Some of us going to be out in the wilderness. Some brothers might be. It's going to be interesting. Some brothers might be in the city, might be out in the woods in a tent or whatever. It says, reading on, it says, "Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." Right. So that video that I just played, that's part of them trying you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you standing before a judge, or, you know what I mean? You got to make a choice, And brothers been saying it. I've also said this too. I believe that before all of this is said and done, before the shit hit the fan, the society is going to make it popular. They're going to use their lesser luminary ones, like these athletes, these entertainers, the corporations, top people from the corporations. They're going to push that like it's something to get. Like they're gonna use their people to say, "Hey, get this." They might even have commercials on it, like, "Hey, you don't wanna get robbed, or you something something something. Take this or take that. Take this Karama. You know what I'm saying?" So they're gonna promote it. They're gonna promote it. You know what I mean? They're gonna promote it like it's for your benefit when it's all for your destruction, right? So it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shall suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days." Now, when they say 10 days, that's just represent a time, you know what I mean? Like, it could be 5 days. It could be more. It could be 2 weeks. It just represent a time period. You know what I mean? It says, "Be faithful unto death." Right? So you see how bold Muhammad Ali was talking to those officers. I don't know whether that looked like it was live, so they recorded it. Or I don't know whether it was AI, but that was a real situation that he had to endure. And I believe Muhammad Ali, if you look it up, Muhammad Ali did some time in jail, I believe, because he didn't go to the Vietnam War. So that's the same scenario. We're not going to take that Quran. We're going to turn it down. We're going to have to, some brothers may have to go before these elites, the top elites. I'm talking about the what you call the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, right? Because that's Esau. That's the top Edomite family, the top international banking family, the elite. you maybe have to go before them. Because guess what? You know why you're going to have to go before them? Because they want to know what's going on. They want to stay in rulership. These devils don't want to lose rulership that easy. You see how Esau, you see how he wept and cried. You know what I mean? These devils don't want to lose the great thing that they have, but they don't understand it's set up for Jacob to have it anyway. The Lord set that up because we went off. So the Lord punished us, you see? And we understand that. They kind of, sort of understand it, but they don't get it. They don't understand it like how we understand it. They know more than the average Jake and the average Edomite out here in the other nations. But they don't understand it like the prophets. We understand what's going on more than they do, you know? They may have known what was going on before us, before we came in this truth, but they don't know now. I say that. So it says, be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So, hey, brother, you part of that. If you part of that elect, you ain't gonna give up your crown anyway. You know, I know, I used to say it myself, brother get weak. I still say it sometimes. Hey, brother, don't give up your crown, man. Don't give up your crown. Man, you got a kingdom to look forward to, you know. Brother get weak, just remind them about the kingdom, man. Keep reminding. There's other things you can do too, you know, and pray. I know the young brother, Amawan, he always bring that out. Pray. You got to pray, man, constantly. That's one thing I can say. That young brother, he's on point with that, you know. So let me get one more scripture and that'll be it. This is Joel, because I mentioned it earlier, so I wanted to back that up, what I said about the Middle East and how they're going to bring the draft back. The draft is when what we just saw with Muhammad Ali. They don't care who you are, what your status is. Of course, if you're one of the elites or lower elites, they're not going to draft you in because they the ones that's pushing it. But as far as us in the society, they're going to draft you into this war. That's this up and coming war, World War III. That's what it is. So I wanted to read this part of the scriptures where it says it. This is Joel chapter 3, and I'll start at 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also, see this jumps too. So this is talking about this era, all right? The end of the world, right? Not during the time of Yahushua, not during the time of, and even scholars know this. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, right? Because we're the prophets. We're prophets all also means interpret it. Like we break these scriptures down. We know what they're saying. We know what they mean. We can interpret the scriptures. It says, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Armageddon. And let's just look that up to show you that that's what it means. It says Jehoshaphat, Yahweh has judged. So Yahweh has judged. Same thing, Armageddon. It doesn't say it on this particular. Let me see, Jerusalem, priest. So that's just another Armageddon. Let me go to the. All right, so it's basically in this region right here. You see Egypt, Israel, the Jordan, basically over there in the Middle East, where they see this place say Megiddo, or just to give you a broad. See, let me see. It's going to be in this region right here, all in this whole region right here. That's where it's gonna so you got the Gaza Strip, this whole area right here. That's where the valley of Jehoshaphat. See, look, it says Battle of Armageddon. But it's in this area right here. The Middle East, basically. And that's deep because that land over there in the Middle East, that's where the land of Israel was at. So that place need to be obliterated because we got a heathen living in our land. And all the bloodshed and all the who knows what be going on over in that land. Or they be doing all type of sacrifices and demonic things in that land. How like, man, we gotta blow this place up, just like they do in America. But the only thing is, Israel will be rebuilt back. Actually, is the actual land it's gonna be bigger than that. You know what I mean? That land, the land of Israel. But we're going to inherit the whole earth, basically. You know, it says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, because Israel is a people before it's a place. You know, we often name lands after our names. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to a region, my name is Ashan, right? I'm gonna go to a region. And this region is called Ashan, or the city is called the city of Ashan. You know, or if I have a son of Ashan, you know what I mean? Like, so the land, the people is named after the forefather who birthed them. Hence the reason why we call ourselves Jacob or Jacobites or Israelites or Hebrew Israelites, because a man name was Eber or Hebrew, and then the lineage went down to Jacob. So that lineage, you know, was even straighter. So we say Jacob. We come from Jacob, son of Jacob's. You know, but yeah, it says whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. That's how you can. This is the scripture to tell you that those people over in that land are not Israelites. You know why? Because that land over there is parted. And the scripture says the Israelites will be scattered. Scattered among the nations. So we all over. But if you leave it up to these small hats, they would say, oh, we did, which some are, because we mixed them with them too. We scattered among them too. But the majority of the Israelites are over in this land, America. This where the great deliverance is going to be at. You know how we can say that? You know how we can say that? We got Israelites that scattered all over, but the main Israelites, what scripture tells us that? Let's go to Revelations. I believe it's the 18th chapter. And it says, let's go to, let's start at 1. It says, and after these things, hold on, let me, it might be 17. That's it. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils. Babylon the Great is America. It says, and in the hold of every foul spirit, and cage and unclean and hateful bird. So this is while this place is being, this is after. See, the scriptures jump. This is after it's been destroyed. I'm reading. It says, for all nations have drunk of her wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And who throughout the whole world, everybody depend on the United States of America. This is the most powerful country out there. Now it's losing power, of course, because it's going down. But the elites still hold all they I'm not saying most of the elites probably already gone out this place, but they hold all of their power in this nation, which this nation is falling slowly. It's falling, and they allowing this place to fall. Um, it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto the heavens, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Right. All iniquities you did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. That's why we say Esau is going to have to serve double slavery, which is about 1,000 years of slavery. It says, double her double according to her works, in the cup which she have filled to her double. So you gotta do double. Here, you in your spare time you read this whole chapter. It goes in. It goes into Babylon city. It's look. I'll read down to 10. It says, and the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, proving that the other nations are going to be upset because the United States of America, they can't make no more money off of this place, and they're going to be pissed off because they know it's the end of Esau's rulership. It says, stand afar off for the fear of a torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So in 1 hour, this place called United States of America is going to be burnt to smithereens, right? And another good chapter is of Revelation 17. It goes into that as well. Here it is, Revelation 17:5. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, mystery, Babylon the Great. See, it's such a thing as Babylon. Babylon was in the past, but guess what? This is called Babylon the Great. Why it's a mystery? Because a lot of people don't understand that this is the United States of America. That's Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So I hope this was edifying to the body. Till again, Shalom.